I want to talk about a video idea that someone in the comments wrote about. They were asking about what are good um, learning and studying habits and kind of like practicing routines. So I just wanted to share a few little things that I know. Not an expert by any means, but I could definitely share a thing or two with you. Um, I think, and if we can get the obvious thing out the way, it's play every day. Just practice at least a little bit every day. And what's a little bit? Depends on how good you want to get. I feel like if you want to be the best, then you got to practice as much as the best do, however much that is. But I don't know, like an hour a day. I personally have not been practicing an hour a day lately. It's been a little hectic on this end of the camera. So the guitar practice is falling a little bit by the wayside. But yes, definitely show up every day and practice every day. Something important, also a little obvious, but maybe not. Practice what you're not good at. In the case of guitar, classical guitar, a lot of the times there's a certain finger or fingers, particularly on the right hand, that has less coordination and dexterity than some of the other fingers. For example, and I'm sure this is true for many others, my ring finger has a fair amount less dexterity than these three fingers here. And the pinky, I hardly use it, which is why I don't even really have a nail on it. So, as a way to help remedy the deficiency I have with this finger in terms of overall mobility and skill is remember scales, but only practicing scales with the middle and ring finger. Basically, it helps me isolate this finger more. Usually when I'm practicing scales, I use all three of these fingers, but I already know that I'm a lot better with this finger, so I'm gonna just practice with these two. I mean, shit, I encourage you to experiment. Maybe you'll practice scales with the ring finger and the pinky. I've never done that before. Yeah, I'm very bad at it. Feels weird as hell to me, but hey, maybe I should start. Yeah, man, just practice what you are not good at. As in, and usually that will come down to coordination of the fingers. And I don't know, maybe you're not good at depending on what your level is, maybe you're not very good at bar chords. I know that's difficult for beginners. I had a lot of trouble with that when I was a beginner. Because it's just, you don't have quite the fingers hand strength yet. Maybe you don't have the hand strength. Maybe you want to do stuff to improve your hand strength, which I think will just come from practicing the guitar. Now this is a bit straying away from the realm of guitar, but overall hand and wrist strength is important to be good at the instrument. If you want to improve your hand and wrist strength, you can do some dead hangs, as in find a bar or something to hang off of, grab it and hang off of it for as long as you can, till go to the point where your hands and arms start shaking. Do that to your heart's desire. You can also, want to get some real strong wrists, do push-ups with fists, knuckle push-ups. That'll get you some good wrists. And believe it or not, it'll help you out with the guitar. All this stuff, it's all related. The body, the mind, the creative self, they all work together. which is why it's important to have a balanced lifestyle. All right, what else we got here? In terms of, okay, when you're learning a music piece, I've found in the past that when I'm learning, just some music piece, I don't know, I got a lot of stuff here. Some of it is like some classical stuff, some jazz stuff. That's mainly what that is. I found that when I'm learning a piece, I want to try and get through it as quick as possible because I'm excited. I want to be cool. I want to show people that I can play the piece. So I try kind of rushing through it. And it's like, oh, I fucked up that. I messed up that note. Excuse me. I messed up that note. It's alright. It was just a little mess up. Let me continue on. But if you just mess up a note and ignore it, then you're not even holding yourself accountable. You're telling your body and brain that it's okay that you messed up like that and that you should just continue on. And I'm not saying verbally abuse yourself afterwards or get mad at yourself, because you getting emotional is not going to help anything. But if you mess something up, don't let yourself get away with it. If you want to be the best, take extreme accountability. And so when I'm learning a piece, I always do my best to take it very slowly, measure by measure. One measure. I keep doing that one measure very slowly. I speed it up a little bit, till I get it up to a decent speed. And then I try the next measure till I'm decent at it, see if I can connect them. But it's mainly, I start them out very slow. And sometimes extremely slow. And that's kind of annoying. And it's almost, I'm not gonna say humiliating, but we'll go with humbling. You're like, man, I don't gotta do this so damn slow. I know how to play the guitar. But then it's like you play the piece at the regular speed and you keep messing it up. So then if you're honest with yourself and you get the ego and the emotions out of the way, then you're like, all right, I guess I gotta slow this thing way down. And sometimes the phrase, as in like the group of notes that you need to work on, is super small, and that is humbling. When it's like it's only a few notes, and you're just like, I can't get them. I'm gonna have to slow them way down, and then just practice them over and over and over, and then I'm like, okay, I think I got it at that slow ass speed. Let me try a tiny bit faster. Do it again, over and over. You gotta be obsessed. And then, God willing, once you can play the thing at close to the correct speed, then you say to yourself, all right, now let me try and connect this little group of notes to the larger piece. Let me try and play a couple of measures before that, and then see if I can actually transition smoothly from the previous part to the part that I was struggling with. And then you play it at like regular speed, and then you're like, oh damn, I can play it in isolation, but I can't really play it when I'm connecting it to the rest of the piece. And you're like, damn, I guess I have to play the previous part. I guess if I want to learn how to string them together, I have to play the previous part and the next part like very slowly. And it's a long process, and you gotta be obsessed, but it gets easier. The more and more you practice, it gets easier. Another important thing, and I'm not really sure how to teach this. I don't think there actually is a way to teach it, I think you just have to try it and keep doing it, and it's very hard, and it's a lifelong skill. Connecting body movement with eyeballs, coordination between body and eye. The body is like the mechanism that the you inside harnesses and wields in order to express itself. And the eyes are something like the controller, the link between the you on the inside and the mechanism that is the body on the outside. If you can learn how to connect, how to really coordinate where you're looking with what you're doing with your fingers, then you can be much more intentional with your fretting, with your plucking, and that coordination of eyes and body, eyes and hands, it allows you to have a better ability to make happen what you want to happen on the guitar. And that's a really hard skill to teach. And I went 10 years playing guitar without ever knowing about that. Because only recently did I really start learning about that through martial arts training, which places a great emphasis upon the eyeballs and the movement of the body and spatial awareness. What else we got in here? Okay. Well, we can talk about nails too. I think that's a little important. Now, I'm not sure about exact lengths of nails, but like if you play classical guitar, you're probably gonna want to have nails. If you don't have nails, it's just not gonna give you the same you know, it's gonna just sound bleh, it's gonna sound more dull. You're not gonna get that crisp, bright sound. You know, there's just something about the flesh, and then right after the flesh striking the string, and then right after the nail striking the string, it gives a perfect balance of the mellowness of the flesh and then the bright, crisp attack of the nail. But you want to make sure that the nail is not too long to a point where it might get stuck. If your nails are too long, it could get stuck on the string, get caught. Also, if it's too long, then you probably will not make contact with the string and the fingertip. You want to have contact with the fingertip and the nail. But if your nail's too short, then the nail won't make contact with the string. I think I remember my guitar teacher being like, the nails, not on the thumb, these nails need to be about 1/8 of an inch long, something like that. I don't quite remember. I just kind of eyeball it. I file them down, I play, see if they feel good, adjust them, and the thumb should be a little bit longer. I'm not sure why. I think it's because of the angle that the thumb is at. Like the nails on the other fingers are coming at it from a more like, I guess you would say like a perpendicular attack to the string. But when you use the thumb, it's kind of like a little bit more diagonal. The thumb is kind of plucking like that direction. The nails are plucking in this direction. The nails on these fingers are plucking in this direction. Another thing that is very important is efficiency of your body movements. For example, when you're plucking, and I still need to work on this actually, but not moving the hand around so much when you play. And obviously when I'm really playing, I would hold it here, but just more casual right now, you know? Just a nice little talk on the floor. So, like when you pluck, don't let your hand go like fly up like that, because it wastes time and it wastes energy. It's inefficient. Or if you do something like you're plucking with these fingers and then your thumb is tucked inside, that's you holding something tight, like for no reason. Just let the thumb out. And also, like, that makes you slower. If you need the thumb, it makes it so the thumb is not so readily available. So just think about efficiency of movement, and that comes from taking it really slow in the beginning. As everything, whenever you're learning a new skill, everything, you gotta take that, accept that humility that you feel, and just go with it, because know that the humility you feel is actually it's actually like that feeling that you feel in that process, you're working towards improving your craft instead of just like actually improving it, instead of just trying to make yourself feel good and feel cool by practicing the stuff quick or just trying to impress people all the time. And that's cool to impress people with your stuff, but like you gotta actually put in the slow hours in, and at times it can be a slow grind. But learn to love it, and it becomes almost a form of meditation. Though real meditation helps too, I'd say. Alright, what else we got? I think that's about it. If you got any more questions, let me know and I'll answer them. I'd really like to upload a video of me playing pretty soon. There's this one piece I'm working on and it is messing me up. So I've been thinking about this stuff.